Back once again with Taylor Bradford of the Gloucester Daily Times to talk all things Cape Ann with us. How you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're good.
Great. Okay, everyone noticed the awesome artwork being done that welcomes you in downtown Gloucester, right on Main Street. There, can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, so there is a giant golden lobster in downtown Gloucester now, and it's here to stay. Unfortunately, you can't have it as a treat, at a picnic table to eat, but it's for viewers as Jex, a spray painting artist based out of North Carolina, came to Cape Ann and did a beautiful mural on the side of the new Harbor Village apartment complex. And so that was a really exciting thing for residents and visitors to come and drive by and see this man on a crane, painting, spray painting a side of a wall. I'm curious to know what it's going to become. And now that it is finished, it took him 6 days. It is completed and it is a beautiful sight on the side. And I had the opportunity to speak with Jex the other day as he's kind of collaborated with North Shore CDC and Action Inc. As they kind of did this project. And they did a ton of community groups to talk about what might be a great fit as he goes around to different communities and does this, as he's done a ton at Salem through Punto Urban Art Museum. And so it's not uncommon for him to come to the North Shore, to Cape Ann, to do these type of things. But they kind of held a couple different community outreach meetings to see, what would be a great thing to kind of capture Gloucester's essence. And this was it. He specializes in golden spray paint. And the lobster just seemed like, who wouldn't want a lobster, painted on the side of a Cape Ann building. And so he emphasized that it had been a great process. He loved spending time here in Gloucester, and how he came to get his reference is, I think, the funny story of them all. Because what happened is that he loves the beach, and so him and his girlfriend were here enjoying the beach one day, and they decided to go purchase a frozen lobster. And so they purchased this frozen lobster. They thawed it out, and he spray painted it gold, and then they took string and propped it up to get what you see, the kind of image that you see on the side of Harbor Village today. So I thought it was a really fun way of an artist kind of getting creative and trying to, get the best perspective on this golden lobster, for the community. So if you go down Main Street, you'll be able to see this, and hopefully another one in the coming weeks and months as Action Inc. and North Shore CDC hire local artists to be determined to paint the other side of this new apartment units. So that's to come, and it's quite exciting. And I do recommend that people go on Jex's website. It's JEKSONE.com, and he has a number of really beautiful murals and canvases and portraits that he does all over the world.
Yeah, his Instagram account's crazy. That's Jex_NC, world renowned. And I think there are also 2 murals happening inside that complex too from local artists, but awesome stuff there. He works without photography too. He looks at that image that was the lobster on strings, goes off of memory, and does that. Crazy stuff, and awesome imagery from Paul Bilodeau, Times photographer as well. Great stuff there. Okay, Taylor, let's talk about a time capsule over Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, so as Veterans Memorial is going to be coming down as they build the new elementary school that combines veterans with East Gloucester, the community of veterans came together the other day to kind of peer into the past as they plan for the future. And so Principal Matt Fusco and Superintendent Ben Lummis came together, and they actually took out the time capsule that has been in that building for years and years and years. And so they had their 5th grade class come and attend the event. They even had a mock reporter, one of the students, dressed up and interviewed all the kind of head honchos to kind of.
On red hair, Taylor?
He was clad in an awesome suit, though. I think that was really cool. So just kind of all came together to see what was inside of this copper box that had been the building's capstone. And so as they uncovered it, they laid everything out on the table, and I can promise you it wasn't TikTok videos, as this stuff, predates many of us. And who did attend, who had been there and been able to see different things, was Melissa Tixier Prince. And she said that, she remembers things that were put into that box as she, was a student there as well. And so in that time capsule were tons of different things dating all the way back to 1958, including cookbooks, including, Gloucester Daily Times articles about time capsules and, the building of veterans and what that looks like, and so many other things that they're going to be putting on display. And they also, what I love to hear about from Ben Lummis and the principal is that there also was a book of fads from 2007. And I would just love for someone to put a book of fads of 2020, 2021, and see somebody, 100 years from now being like, what the heck were they talking about? But the question I did ask is, when you guys put this time capsule back in for the new school, what are you guys going to put into it? I mean, I feel like this past 2 years has been so filled, so much has been put into kind of what a student's experience has been like, and it's so niche to this couple of years. And so they said they'll definitely think about putting something that relates to kind of what it was like to learn in a pandemic, a couple other different things, but as of right now, they don't know. And so I guess we'll just have to wait and see, maybe 30, 40, 100 years from now when they uncover what they put in. So really exciting stuff, and I think everyone there was just so overjoyed to be able to be a part of such a momentous occasion.
So Taylor, when was the time capsule actually put into as made as the capstone? When was it buried, so to speak? What year?
I believe it was 1958. That's when the latest things were dated. 1958, and as Melissa had mentioned, they actually took it out in 2007, or about like around that time. And put more stuff into it. So
I see.
That was like at an anniversary date that they took it out to look into it. So I'm sure they'll do it again in a couple of years, but probably not anytime in the near future. So.
And where can people see the contents?
So they did a video for the rest of the school because the entire school couldn't participate due to distancing and just kind of trying to make sure it wasn't a super crazy event. And so we'll have to get note of that if that video is online anywhere, because that's really where I'm sure they're keeping those contents treasured and kind of under wraps as they're trying to protect them as they look to put them back in. But there's a video that I know that was mentioned, and we'll try to figure that out because I think that'd be a great video for people to see kind of the event in general and also what the contents included.
I'd like to see the cookbooks.
Yeah. Cool story. Okay, Taylor, lastly, an iconic Gloucester restaurant has new ownership.
Yeah, so if anyone enters into the city of Gloucester, you are sure to pass by a beloved breakfast, lunch, and dinner location called George's of Gloucester. Now, Dean Sala has been the owner and kind of the head honcho of this coffee shop for 20 years, and he is stepping down. He let me know a week ago that, he has decided to kind of take a step back. It's been a busy couple of years and just time to kind of switch gears and take time to pause. He's talked about taking his grandchild to Washington, D.C., and just kind of taking a break from the restaurant industry, as it's been quite overwhelming. And as we spoke, one of the new owners joked that he saw Dean one of the days, and he looked like he had worked 100 hours in 1 week. And Dean rallied it up and he said, actually, I worked 108 hours that week. So he worked off the clock, or worked, on and off the clock all year round, as that place is always open. And people love him. People have come to love Dean and the kind of community that he's built around that coffee shop, as his slogan was, hungry you won't be, and the pancakes are huge. But it's not going away. I think I want to emphasize that in this story, is that George's isn't going away. The name might be changing to George's Restaurant and Bar, as they're merging the office, which is their bar. It's always been a part of the same business, but they're kind of keeping it under one name. And the new owners are wonderful. They're a great dynamic duo, and I apologize too if I mispronounce their names, but we have Jolie DeFriedis and Zorba Knickstein, and they are a great dynamic duo who both work kitchen and management. Zorba has years of experience working in management at restaurants. He was the manager of Hale Street Tavern in Beverly, and has been working for a couple other places as well. One of them has been just working all over and at the Ritz-Carlton, a couple other places like that. And then Jolie has really focused on local restaurants, as he's been a chef for, since he was a young kid. And that includes Captain Carlos, Blue Marlin, Farnham's Wyndham Grill, the Great Marsh in Essex, so many different places. And so just as these two come together, they're kind of a dynamic duo that Dean is sure that we'll really run this business well, as they have a lot of experience from 2 different perspectives of the restaurant industry. And he and them are both excited to kind of see what's next for the restaurant.
Yeah, congratulations to Dean. Happy retirement. Great guy, great staff at George's too. So we can't wait to get back there and see what the new owners have in store for the community. Okay, Taylor, thanks once again. Great job. We'll catch you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.